Today I'm going to show you how I made my spiritual section. We are going to open up a copy of my spiritual title right here and add a page. I'm now just changing the background color to white. This one is a little bit more advanced. It's kind of, it was a little trickier, but I had a lot of fun with this and I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. So I wanted to show you step by step how I did this one. So the first thing we're going to do is to find a photo to put on here. This is the one where I had a picture. I have a picture of a woman meditating at the beach and it's kind of a silhouette. So I think this is the one that I used. Unfortunately, it's called Untitled, so it might be a little tricky for you to find, but the keywords here are meditation, Zen, Chan, yoga, statue, rest, art, figure, trance, relaxation, wisdom, soul. Go back to the section if you need to type these words exactly as they are, and hopefully you will be able to pull this up. Or even if you just type Untitled, maybe there aren't that many. I'm really not sure, but it's a free photo. So we're going to pop it in. And the first thing we're going to do is blow it up so that we have half of the woman. We're going to have to do quite a bit of cropping here, but I'm just making it as large as possible. I'm going to crop it in a little bit so that we can continue to blow it up. Crop the top down and crop over to the right side just because so that we don't go too far off of our workspace. We want to make it bigger again. Still do a little bit more cropping. I just like to be able to have access to all the sides of the photo so that I can adjust them if necessary. At this point, I think we're getting really close. Crop it down a little bit here, crop it up a little bit here, and then we still have to make it slightly larger, not too much. So what I'm trying to do here is to put half of this person maybe a little higher up. I think that's perfect. Then we're going to stretch this one side over. And this is going to be our premise vision page. And then we're going to flip the photo and make the other page, so when you open up your Lifebook right next to each other, it'll be a complete photo of a woman meditating on the beach. But what I did was I overlaid another photo here. This one happens to be called Sunset at the Sea. And I'm going to overlay this. And let's start adjusting the transparency now. If we start adjusting the transparency down, as you can see, we can see through the photo. And I think about 65 might be good here. Okay, so we're going to make this larger so that it fits over. Actually, I think that's perfect. We're going to duplicate the page, and then we are simply going to flip both photos. So let's flip this one horizontal and then flip this one horizontal. There we go. Now we just have to put this back up into position. And we have, there we go. Okay, and for some reason, I think because I'm clicking on the photo outside of the workspace. But now we have two mirrored images, and I think that's going to look really cool. The last thing we need to do is just add all of our wording. One of the beautiful things about creating a Lifebook is that John and Missy have shared so many, so much input, not only their own life books, but so much from other people. And I loved just jotting down the things that that really resonated with me. And then what I did is I just sort of changed some of the wording around. Sometimes I added some of my own. But the beauty of this is that creating our first life book is just the beginning. I love that they encourage us to sort of, just pick and choose things, use everyone else's work as inspiration. And that's why I'm happy to share mine, because I know that it's going to evolve over time, and you can choose some things. Some of the things that I have in my life book might really resonate with you. And as we go through, and you'll find once you start working on your mastery and all of your goal setting, it's definitely going to evolve over time and become quite clear as you finish out the program. And this is just this is the reason why I didn't want to bind mine or put it into a book, because I printed out my first version. I think I've already made some edits to it as I refine it. So I love having all of these pages just in sheet protectors that can be changed at any time. Okay, so let's see what happens when we view these. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Just finally checking to make sure that it is lined up properly. Okay, so we switched into grid view, and now we can see how it looks all laid out. I'm not going to spend time doing this here. I may just want to move my vision section up, align it so that it is straight across from strategy, but no need to show you that here. Yours will be totally different. You're going to have different wording on yours. So there you go. I think it turned out really cool. Okay, one last thing I want to show you is I had originally put I think it was just a brush stroke behind my titles, and let's see what we can come up with, if there's anything here that might be free. Okay, here we go. So I typed in brush and came up with this brush stroke, which let's just go with our background color. So we can change that, and let's move this behind our premise. We're going to have to make it a little bit bigger, and we go to position and put it backward. And oops, we're sizing it now. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so there we have our completed spiritual section, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did with this. So now you should have enough information to go ahead and complete all 12 sections of your life book. I hope before you do that you'll consider watching my next video, because I'm going to pull together a whole bunch of templates and show them to you to give you a bunch of inspiration and get you going. And once you're done with your life book, I really hope you'll consider sharing it on the Lifebook platform. I can't wait to see it.